Hello and welcome to Remnant 2. Today I'm using the Spirit Wisp Amulet, which up until yesterday... Sorry, cat, what are you doing? Up until yesterday, I'd never used that thing. And so I wanted to do a build around it, give it a go. And I don't know about you, it's just something I never thought about. Because, right, when I picked it up, so what it does is activating a mod reduces skill cooldowns by 3% for every 300 mod power spent. When I first got it, I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting, but I think I'm going to keep using what I've got because that's not at all going to help me, really. I don't know. Right? So I never messed with it. So now we've got it working. So what are we trying to do? You got to use a lot of mods so that we can use our skills a lot. And I just did a recent skill build where I just had a lot of cooldown and then I could use my skills a lot. And I focused on skills that kind of refreshed fairly quickly. This time I wanted to go sort of the opposite direction where I have skills that take a little longer to recharge and then try and take big chunks off their cooldown so I can use them pretty frequently. So I'll be running the Archon because naturally I'm using a lot of mods to provide those cooldowns for my skills. And Archon just does all the things for your mods. And then I'm using the Havoc form because I never really used the Havoc form, and it has a 54-second cooldown right now with a bunch of our cooldowns that I have on, and I just want to use that. It seemed like pretty fun. And I'm running the Alchemist just because that one seemed fun to do. Also, I'm using the Elixir of Life. That's kind of the main piece right now because I'm sort of squishy, and I sometimes find that when I'm using the Havoc form, I'm pretty vulnerable, or I can be if I'm not removing threats really quickly. I don't have access to some of my other stuff, right? So throw down the Elixir of Life, gives me a, life regeneration so that I'm healing. And then if I go down, I get picked back up. So I throw that down, activate Havoc form, start going to town. Now, Archon is doing all kinds of things for our mod. Lots of passive mod regeneration, more mod damage, more mod regeneration, mod crit chance. No, thank you, cat. All kinds of things, right? But for the rings, I went ahead and threw on the Black Pawn stamp. Gives me a little bit more cooldown reduction, just kind of baseline. But it's probably not super necessary because it adds 10%. So right now, our Havoc form is at 54%. If we take that off, we're at 63 seconds. So it's like a 10-second, cooldown that it takes off. So I could probably mess around with it, and I don't know that I need this one, and I could run something else. I have the Cataloger's Jewel on that automatically generates 8 mod power per second. I was actually messing around with the Spirit Stone as well. Spirit Stone just increases your mod power generation in general. But I like Cataloger's Jewel more. I don't know that it's better. I just enjoy it more. Just having the passive mod power generation, it's just satisfying. So that's the one I'm going for. But you might be better off using the Spirit Stone instead. And then I put on the Shard Banded Ring. This is increasing our mod damage by 12%. While my mod damage and stuff is not the focus of the build, I'm using it a lot. So I want it to be fairly strong because that's a good part of how I'm getting rid of enemies. So we got that on to increase our mod damage. And then last but not least is the Grounding Stone, increasing our shock damage by 10% and shock resistance. I put this bad boy on so that we can amp up our Havoc form. It's doing all kinds of lightning damage, so I wanted to kind of boost it up by another, pretty sizable chunk. And then depending on how you run things, if we're running this, you may just want to put on the lightning ball or something on your mod abilities so that you're doing more lightning damage, so you're getting more out of it. And then as for my guns, I have on the Huntmaster because that's just kind of the flavor of the week. Dogs are going crazy. Let's go figure that out. So Huntmaster, that's just kind of the flavor of the week for me right now. So that's what I'm using. I put Skewer on because I'm enjoying Skewer with this setup. It's doing nice for me right now. And there's a couple thoughts behind that, right? Because the Spirit Wisp Amulet, 3% for every 300 mod power that we spend. This one costs 700, so we're getting 6% cooldown off of it. It does have 2 charges, though, so, back-to-back uses gets us 12% cooldown reduction. So there's probably some thought process you could go along where you want to use either, a really big mod, say, the, I was messing around with the Star Killer, and that one costs 1,200, twice as much. So you're getting a really big chunk of cooldown off of one mod activation. So that's what I was kind of messing around with and was pretty satisfying. But I feel like for general purposes, the Skewer is doing me a lot better because what's happening is on the Havoc form, I do a lot of AoE damage. But then when I'm kind of lacking outside of that is some good single target damage. And Skewer can do some decent AoE. It does okay AoE, right? But it hits a guy and then it's going to deal damage to that guy, right? And then for my silverback, this is, you know, just a pistol I'm using. I put on Helix because it's another double charge one, kind of the same thing. It can do some AoE damage, double charge on it, and, you know, it does damage. And I can activate all these things pretty, like, consistently, so I'm getting consistent cooldown reduction off of my Havoc form and our Elixir of Life. And then for the, like, mutators on it, I got feedback on this one, so it generates some more, like, charge value back when we use it. And then when it deals damage, it generates mod power back. You know, it's okay. That's just kind of what I'm feeling. This one, I used failsafe, so it does another 20% mod damage. And then there's a chance it's not going to use any of its mod charge. Happens occasionally. It's kind of nice when it happens. It's not, like, a huge thing. You're probably better off using a different one, maybe. I don't know. Relic. Use whatever relic you want. I was kind of tempted to use around with the Ruined Heart, but honestly, like, I don't need any more mod power generation. It's just not necessary. Like, I'm not trying to do something super crazy. Like, you could lean super hard into it and get, like, all the mod power in the world and constantly spit out mod after mod after mod after mod. But then we're not doing the same build that we were doing earlier. Like, I mean, yeah, our skills are going to be off cooldown, but at that point, just go a full mod damage kind of build. You know what I mean? So I don't need that. This is just a relic I chose to use for my healing abilities, but I took some skill cooldown on it, skill damage, and then some elemental damage. All those things kind of focused around increasing my Archon thing, but you could probably swap it around so maybe you're filling some other things that you need. Last but not least, right, here's our armor. Not last, I have traits as well, but we've got Radiant Visage, Wisp Academic's Coat, Radiant Legs, and the Labyrinth's Gloves. It gives us a total damage reduction of 51%, which is okay. And that's also including, I've got 10 points into Fortify. I've also got 10 points into Bark Skin. I chose to go a little bit more tanky this time instead of doing, like, dodging stuff. A bunch of points into Vigor to keep us safe as well. Pretty much all of my defensive stuff is in the traits right now. Also, maxed out Spirit so that we're getting a lot of mod power generation because of mods are how we're getting our skill cooldown. We also put a bunch of points into Expertise just to reduce our skill cooldowns. Amplitude because I've been messing around with some AoE things, but you could probably go without that. And if you didn't want to take Amplitude, maybe what you could run instead, you know, you could run some other healing thing. You could maybe go with, like, Resonance to affect some of your other stuff. You know, you could go with Untouchable to add more defensive things. Maybe if you want, you know, kind of whatever's going to fill, like, whatever's going to fill what you think you're missing when you're playing the game, right? So the Amplitude is probably like a flex 10 points to put whatever you think you need. Bark Sand Defense, right? Siphoner. I put my remaining 9 points into Siphoner because whenever I'm using Havoc form, I'm dealing a lot of damage in general, like all over the place. Like, I'm doing damage around me. The lightning things are doing a lot of, like, constant damage, like rapid damage. So I feel like I'm getting a lot of, like, kind of, like, value out of the Siphoner whenever I'm in combat, because that's when I really want the health coming back for me. You know, I'm not really looking for the regen. Just flat regen isn't really going to do it to me. So that's what I'm thinking there. Let's go ahead and get it out and try it. This is not, like, we're on Apocalypse. And just like any of my builds, man, it's not like, this thing is not some super meta build. This is not going to blow your mind or anything crazy like that, but it's fun. It's fun. It's different. You know, don't know about you, never used this amulet before, but it's entertaining. You know, it's different. So let's get rolling. We're in the Shattered Gallery. Gonna see how it rolls through some of these guys. There they are. And like I said, we've got mods, so we could immediately activate our skills to use that to initiate, and then rely on our mods to get our skills off cooldown. So maybe we'll do that here, right? So bam, bam, and then this lightning thing has way more range than you might think it does. Like, look at that. You're just clearing dudes way fast. And look at some of that health regen that's coming back, or that life siphon that's happening. And you can clear them like that. The Archon form has a blink, so your dash turns into that. If you hit the right, you know, alternate fire, it creates a bubble that, like, blocks things, which is kind of nice. I hardly use it because mostly I'm trying to make sure I'm, like, killing guys. Ooh, Gallery. Don't know that I'm going to do that. I don't care to die to the stupid Executioner guy. But I meant to show you, like, watch my cooldowns on the bottom right. We hit this ability. Boom. Good little chunk. Swap it back over. Activate it again. Another good chunk going off. And if you use, like, a really big mod, you can see it take, like, a full quarter of the freaking box off. It's really satisfying to see happen. Ooh, roll backwards. Chunk. And now my skills are ready. So whenever I feel like I need to, I can go ahead and, oops. I can go ahead and use, oh shit, ouchies. You know, I can go ahead and use that, pop this one, and then we're good to go. And now we start rolling forward again. I've also noticed with the timer on the Archon ability, down in the bottom right, we've got 20 seconds left, or 19, and then whenever you dodge, it takes chunks off of it, which is kind of annoying. I guess maybe it was like sort of too strong. I don't know. Like, I kind of find it annoying that dodging takes some timer off of my Archon. But that's the thing I noticed. It doesn't say it in the tooltip, right? Let me double check. Dodge performs a blink that deals damage to enemies within 7.5 seconds, or 7.5 meters. Nope. Nothing. Nothing in there about using my cooldown to use abilities. So, yeah, it's kind of annoying. I wish it didn't do that. Now, obviously, depending on how you're feeling, these are not the mods you have to use. You can totally swap out some other ones. Like, I was running Witchfire for a little bit. I was also running the Song of Aether. I was using the Voltaic Rondur. You know, I've been using a whole bunch of different ones. So, it's really based on whatever you feel like using, you know, and whatever your situation calls for. Because right now, I need some decent single target damage. I was doing a lot of good ranged things. So, like, having the Voltaic Rondur and stuff, like, just wasn't doing it. The Witchfire wasn't doing anything because guys were flying. So having these things that were, like, point and aim type abilities worked out nice. And we melted that elite guy. We dodged around him, and then he went down. Like, that was it. Simple as. Nobody up here, right? Cool. And that's what's pretty nice about this thing is the lightning ability does some solid damage, dude. And it can clear rooms. Like, if there's a bunch of dudes clustered in front of you, you just chain lightning through them and deal a ton of damage, man. And it's just satisfying. It's a Destiny lightning form or whatever, dude. Like, that's all it is. A bad thing with it, though, is there's not necessarily a bunch of stagger. And I've had that issue come up before where I'm, you know, melting a guy, but I'm not melting him quite fast enough because he's still shooting me, and then I die because I have 0 stagger with the lightning ability, apparently. Goes. Bang. Oh, die, please. Thank you. We're going to use this. Pop it now. And go. Now, if you noticed, I haven't really needed the Elixir of Life so far, but I'm trying to be better about using it. Because what has been happening is I get really low, and suddenly I find myself like, oh, now I'm in trouble. I need to use it. But I'm in Havoc form. I can't really, like, activate things. I can't shoot, you know. I have to deactivate it and then start doing the other things. And then I can put myself in a bind like that. So I've been trying to use it because we're getting a ton of cooldowns anyways. Like, just use the abilities. And holy cow, we're already here. Okay. Another thing I would note about the Havoc form. Can't seem to climb ledges. You fighting the Bloat King, you fall down. You can't climb a ladder when you're in the Havoc form, which is kind of unfortunate. So, you know, that's a thing. But yeah, let's take on Magister Dulane. Let's take a sip of my adult beverage. And something you could do to kind of enhance it some more is a concoction. There's always a concoction you can use. I think you could run the Xenoplasm if you want. I don't think it's necessary. I think what you might be better with is just some more defensive options, whether you're doing a just health regeneration, raw health, or the an armor one right here to just give you some more damage reduction. Like, this is going to add us how much? We're at 51%. That gives us 5% damage reduction. You know, that's not bad, as opposed to the health one, which gives us 25 more health. You know, I'm not going to do that math. Who knows what's better? But let's roll in here. Let's go ahead and take care of this guy. Interesting thing that I'm curious to see what happens. The bodies that Dulane kind of summons up and they're flying around, you can kind of do damage to them. Like, Firestorm will kind of pull them in and, like, really mess up the whole throwing bodies trajectory. So I'm curious to see if, like, the chain lightning effect from the Havoc form actually does anything to them. Probably not, but you never know. Boom, activate it now, and let's start doing some damage. Hardy and Regenerator. Dodge to the side. There we go. You know, some decent damage. We're just kind of melting them down a little bit. And it's nice because it's just kind of a point and click, right? You don't have to really aim. You don't have to think about where you're hitting them. There's no weak spot hits. There's nothing like that. You just click and start doing damage. And now we start activating this. Roll now. Skewer, skewer. And then we get some more shots in. Rolling over that. Activate this one. Activate this one. Roll to the side. And we go in and store it down again. Activate this ability. And we start doing some damage. You know, not bad. It's not the most mind-blowing damage in the world to a boss. It does great when clearing ads. I was a little slow on there. I didn't hear the sound effect. That's a bad thing I'm noticing right now is the lightning and me talking is making it kind of hard to hear some of these, like, oh, there's a bad thing about to happen to me sound. So that's maybe something to think about. There we go. And we go over here. Boom. There we go. Hit this. Boom. Activate this one. Make sure we're watching out. I think she's going to do... Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be a tongue lash. I was thinking it might have been the one-shot thing, but I guess not. Let's get rid of them. Again, the range is longer than you think it is, so you can clear guys from a lot further away than you might think you have any right. And just kind of keep going, dodging around. Go watch for that thing. Pow. Pow. Oh, see, those bodies are kind of body blocking us, you know, literally, right? Make sure we're kind of staying safe here. Roll around. We want our elixir of life to be off cooldown just in case we get clipped by a body. We don't want that to be the end of our run here. Dodge over that one. Dodge again. Dodge. Oh, come on, motherfucker. Activate it now. Clear them with our lightning, and then we get him. And watch our health kind of chunk up from the siphon ability. It's really nice, right? It's just nice. As long as you're not continuing to get really hit, you'll be okay. That was a close dodge. Luckily, that pillar did not completely jank us up. All right, here we go. Whoop. And 1, 2. They're just kind of circling around, right? Get in a better spot. Watch for his flying body. Wherever it's at. There it is. Whoop. Let's clear some of them. Boom. Oh, motherfucker. Ha. That's a real unfortunate. I knew I could kind of hear it, but I was really focused on getting rid of the ads, and I should have been a little more attentive and making sure I used my elixir of life, because I think it was off cooldown there. I probably could have been able to use it there. I'm going to show you what the what using like a bigger mod is going to do to our cooldown. So I've got on the Star Killer to kind of show you that. Let's get rid of the ads. Come on, there's the range. Going around. There we go. Get rid of him. Excellent. And then we start clearing them up. I wasn't paying attention, so I kind of missed a couple shots. That was really unfortunate. Like, really unfortunate. Heal up now while we can. Roll to the side. All right, now watch our cooldown. It's down about there. Oh. Can I shoot? That's a good chunk, right? Lightning ball now. Boom, boom, boom. There's some good damage. And most of it's gone now. Now, see, like I said, like I kind of like the extra charges because you can just quickly keep using them. There's no big, long, exaggerated cast time, anything like that. You just kind of make it happen, right? Boom, and then we roll to the side. Let's activate this, activate Archon, and then start lightning that guy. There we go. Good deal. And we just circle around, man. Just casually avoid, listen for sounds. Oop. Just try and get rid of... Oh, shit. Roll. There we go. Lightning ball. Roll over to the side. Oh, that's unfortunate. But luckily, hey, look. Exactly what I wanted to have happen. The, what's it called? Pulled it off for me. Boom. Oop. There we go. Get rid of them. Another lightning ball. Skills are almost off cooldown now. It bounced off of something, which is really annoying. Yeah, I think having the multiple charges is doing better for us, right? Because right now, I'm kind of struggling to really get my skill cooldowns off, like, quickly. So, I think that's probably your better bet. Use rapid skills, or rapid mods, right? Ooh, don't run out of mod. Don't run out of Archon. Oh, shit. Run. Oh, that's close. Roll again. I'm watching out for things. Whoop. Whoop. Oh! When did she do that? Like, I guess I wasn't watching her, but she did her lash, so I assumed she wasn't doing that part again. That's really annoying. So since we have this wonderful opportunity to fight the boss over and over again, I want to try something. Something crossed my mind while I was like vacuuming. Chaos Gate conjures an unstable zone which grants allies 15% increase to all damage dealt, 25% increase to mod generation, but increases damage that allies take by 15%, lasting for 20 seconds. So I was focusing on Havoc form. Now this build is general, where it's just like skills. It's just about skills, right? And using mod powers to give you more cooldowns on them. So I was like, well, if this one's doing mod things, maybe we activate this, increases our mod damage and stuff, so then we're pumping out a lot of mods that deal a lot of damage, and by using all those mods that are using a lot of damage, it brings the cooldown off of it, so then we can put out another Chaos Gate that then allows us to do more damage and more mods, right? And even though we're taking extra damage, we play carefully, and we've also got the Elixir of Life to pick us back up, just in case we take too much damage, in case we go down. So we're gonna give it a go. I want to see how that feels. It should do nice. I think I should have changed something else, though, real quick, too. I don't remember. So we drop it down. Let's drop out this one, and then, boom, I missed. Excellent. Now, bad thing is this boss will kind of deny some zones. Whoop. There we go. Gotcha. Whoop. All right, she's got our spot. Bad thing is, too, it looks like the cooldown doesn't actually start until after the zone has faded off, I think. Yeah. Okay, so even though we've been pumping out a bunch of mods, it didn't help with our cooldown at all. But we should be able to get it off cooldown fairly quickly, right? So let's go ahead and do this. Boom. Boom. Whoop. Whoop. Later, friends. Don't mind me. Bang. Pop. No rolling out of that. There we go. Okay, let's reload now. Pop one of these, hit this one, and start shooting. Roll now, because it's denying our area. Oh, I thought I heard a thing. Whoop. There we go. Whoop. There we go. Circling around. Whoop. There we go. Hit this one. There we go. There we go. All right, let's keep it up. Nice. Oh, bummer. Oh, come on, roll, please. Oh, God. Oh, I messed it up. I'm hitting buttons that aren't right. There we go. Drop you, please. Drop him. Drop him. Reload, please. Bang. There we go. Alright. Not feeling super great about this. I mean, maybe it's this boss as well, where it's doing things that, like, do some area denial. So it's, like, messing me up a little bit. There we go. Rolling out of that. Oh, that was unfortunate. Bang. There we go. Roll that. Thought I heard a thing again. Oh, it was close. Roll that. Nice. Listening for those sounds. Oh, I was a little early. It worked out, though. Okay. There we go. Come on. Rolling back. Ooh, the double swing back. All right. Thankfully, our, what's it called, saved our life here. And we were just far enough away that it didn't get us. There we go. All right, back under control, maybe. There we are. I'm not feeling super great about it right now. I think the Havoc form was doing some more consistent damage for us, right? All we have to do is activate it, and then we're good to go, right? And then we're set. All right. One. Move over. Whoop. It was a little scary there for a second. Okay. Dude's behind us. Roll back. Whoop. No, I couldn't roll. I was out of stamina. Ah, bummer. Yeah, I think the, I feel like there is some potential with that kind of, like, setup. But it's requiring me to move so much, like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's adding that. Oops. It doesn't feel like it's adding that much, right? Like, I don't know. 15% more, 25% increased mod. I mean, it's an okay amount. Yeah, I think the Havoc form is better. I think. Yeah. Let's go ahead and swap some things back. Come on. Go down, please. Just go down, please. Oh, no! Woo-hoo. I thought for a second. All right. Don't know if I mentioned this little downfall already. Oh, shit. Are you serious? Die. Thank you. Come on, die. Right, yeah, downside, Havoc form. If it ends and enemies are doing stuff at you, it's kind of a bad time. That's part of the reason I like to run this. How long does it last? Let's double check the timing. It lasts for 20 seconds, and our Havoc form lasts for 30 seconds. Yeah, so, it doesn't quite line up, so, be careful. Yeah, there it is, though. That's the build. That's a basic idea, right? We want to use a Spirit Wisp Amulet. It's going to give us lots of skill cooldown for using our mods a lot. Archon helps for us to use our mods a lot. You could run any other like skills you want, right? These are the two that I was choosing, and I think the Archon is just the natural choice because you want to be able to use your mods a lot, and that's going to do it for you. But I mean, if you wanted to try and run around with something else, and if you don't have Archon, like you could make it work. Like it's just not going to be as efficient. You know what I mean? So that's something to keep in mind. And you could also, like, we'll see it real quick because I haven't messed with it on a, like, kind of, like, quick cooldown type of skill. So, like, the first example is, like, the quick draw skill. That's the first one that's popping into my head right now. So there it is right there. How long is the cooldown right now? 24 seconds, right? So, bang, bang. All right. Pop, pop. There it is. We use it. Bang, 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 bang. Okay. 1, 2... Bang. There it is. Yeah, I mean, it makes it work. It takes, compared to my other skill cooldown thing, it takes more work to make those like skill cooldowns happen a lot. But I think it does pretty well with like your longer ones like this. Like it takes another 54 seconds. And I mean, I could crank out a bunch more cooldown reduction because right now I'm at 40%, and that's like half of what I had on my other build. But what you're not getting, like this form, what this setup is getting that other skill cooldown thing isn't, is some more like actual damage, I would say, because we're getting boosted damage for our shock skill, so our skill does more damage. We're getting boosted damage from the shard banded ring, so you know our mods are doing more damage, and we're able to like pump out the mods a lot, which is basically like using a skill because it doesn't take a resource, right? It takes a mod power, but that generates on its own via our like setup, and you know it doesn't necessarily take ammo to make that happen. You know, so you know, yeah, but that's it. Hope you guys liked it, learned a little something. Give it a go for yourself, all that kind of stuff. I always appreciate it when you guys check out the videos, and as always, take care.